People day.
Vayakhel.
That's right. We thought we doing Vayakhel. Yeah. I got confused. Yeah.
So during the week we do the
Yeah, I know. I'm confused.
Perasha of the upcoming week.
And it's not a double Perasha, right?
It's not.
Nope, because it's a leap
year.
year. So it's the shortest one. It's very short.
It's not so short, the parasha. It's not as short as you think.
It's 122.
Yeah, that's not short.
122.
That's not short, Eli.
All right, it's 12 pages in here, but
No, the reason is because
The
there's
short
less
is
Rashi, because Rashi already said many things before.
okay.
Look at this week is Perashat Shkarim and Perashat Vayakhel.
Oh yeah.
Look a second on 484. This is the Perashat Shkarim. Look at Pasuk Yud Gimel. It's Perek Lamed Pasuk Yud Gimel. זה ייתנו מכל העובר על הפקודים. So we mentioned yesterday, we mentioned in the past, every time the Torah says זה, Hashem showed him by menorah, וזה מעשה המנורה. החודש הזה לכם ראש חודשים. So says Rashi also, look at the Rashi a second, הראה לו כמין מטבע שלש, ומשקלה מחצית השקל. It's very difficult. What was Moshe confused or what didn't Moshe understood that Hashem has to show him Matbea Shelesh? Because there are many Hasidic interpretations, but the common denominator is everything we do, especially when it comes to Beit HaMikdash or Korban, is connected to the fire that inspires us. Yes.
Could you fix your camera, Rabbi Prok, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
We live in a world that we do things automatically. We pray automatically. We put it free automatically. זה ייתנו מטבע שלש, the power of the נתינה is the heart that you're giving, you're putting into it. And this is why Hashir lo yarbe, which is easy, but וההדר לא ימית. Of course, if you have to give מחצית השקל, you have to give מחצית השקל.
Did you actually have to give the machzir the shekel, or could you give the value of it? Could you give it in a different valuation?
So when it comes to most of the mitzvot that are connected to money, the value is the same. Pidyon haben, you can give a pair of shoes to the Kohen, you can give him a silver cup, or by machzit shekel, it has to be a coin, half a coin. As a matter of fact, last night we mentioned the Ramban wonders, where did they have coins in the Midbar? There was no currency because they didn't do any business in the Midbar.
Did they take it from Egypt?
What?
From Egypt, when they loved Egypt.
No, not coin is a currency.
Yeah, it's a coin. They didn't take currency from Egypt, no?
So the Ramban says you have to say that Moshe minted, you hear this? Because the Ramban is asking, מה זה ייתנו מחצית השקל in the Midbar? They didn't conduct any business. Basically, you have the man, you have the water, you have everything you need. So,
Zahav, they took Zahav.
No, but this is the Eli's question. See, Zahav Kesef for the Choshet. You have to give Pidyon Ben, you can give the Kohen a watch, you can give him a pair of shoes, as long as the total value for what you gave the Kohen has from Chamisha Salayim, it's fine. By Machzit HaShekel, you have to give a half a coin. As a matter of fact, all the Sfarim.
We learned that from Shekel HaKodesh.
What? Shekel HaKodesh.
But we said B'Shekel HaKodesh.
This is the Ramban. No, but this is the Ramban's question. If Moshe minted, why is it Shekel Kadosh?
Oh, okay.
See, when
did it become Kadosh?
By what did it become Kadosh?
What does it even mean, B'Shekel HaKodesh? What does that word mean? You're asking that, what does it mean, holding money?
Says the Ramban, of course. If you look on all the other parshiyot, by Pidyon Ben or by Erechim, every time the Torah says that you have to pay X amount of money, it's being based on value. What is it? Shekel HaKodesh. So for instance, when Chacham Ovadia writes on Pidyon Ben, whatever he writes, At the end, remember, in today's day and age, Pidyon Ben is 3.5 ounces of silver based on the, look at the Ramah 450 years ago, look at the Beit Yosef in his time. Each one wrote it by Pidyon Ben, Manyan Mod, through the Rishonim, starting in the Rishonim. How much is Chamesh Selaim today? Why? Because the only nafka min halacha today from any currency in the Torah is Pidyon Ben. Machzit shekel, whatever you give is fine. Whatever zecher. But Pidyon Ben is still a mitzvah d'oraita. How much is it? So Chavalia says here. Remember, it's 3.5 ounces. If an ounce is $20, it's whatever $70. There's $75. So here, how can you say b'shekel hakodesh? Says the Ramban, when money is given for elchil, for other mitzvot in the Torah, it's shekel hakodesh. But the shekel that you gave was not shekel kadosh. After you gave it, it becomes shekel kadosh, because you are donating it basically to the Beit HaMikdash.
Maybe when it says ha'ashir lo yarbeh v'adam lo yim'id, let's say an ashir comes to, he knows his neighbor's a poor guy, says, you know what, I'll give one for both of us.
Right.
So maybe that's the case. In other words, you can't give, if you want to help you asked before, maybe how could the dal not give? Maybe.
But remember, the main idea is, when it comes to Machzit shekel, you're exactly the same as the guy next to you, regardless of your social. I mean, the people, I read many articles. Soloveitchik writes it very much. He grew up in a certain city. He says, every time you sit in a class, this guy is very wrong fit. This is very poor. He's old, he's young. The common denominator is the learning. This is the idea here. The idea of Machzit shekel is that everyone is an equal partner in the korbanot that are being offered daily. Remember, to the point that we spoke this week, Rabbi Akiva Eger says, I mean, everyone has a tshuva, Rabbi Akiva Eger, perhaps exempt from Tfilat Musaf. Why? Since a woman are not obligated to give Machzit shekel, it says befurush kol ha'over al ha'pkudim, halacha l'maaseh. We mentioned this week a machloket between Chacham Ovadia Yosef and Rabbi Tzion Abba Shaul. Is she assured to pray or she is not obligated?
Musaf?
Now, why? It is, the Tzlach says it's man grama also, yes?
Musaf? Yeah, yes.
It's man grama.
Okay.
But tefillah is not really, there's no shel kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu. We looked in the Rosh Masechet Kiddushin. Chacham Ovadia writes 5 times with different tshuvot. Has to do with the 2 tshuvot. Rabbi Tzion says every birkot shevach shehazman gerama, woman is chayav. So look in all the Tzion, he says it many times. Chacham Ovadia says no, they cannot say brachot kriyat shema. There's no shel kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu brachot. We spoke about it.
Yeah, Chacham Ovadia actually has a different. He has a siddur for ladies. That's a different.
But this is the base of the machloket. You understand? Rabbi Tzion said, "En betzivan." Avat Torah Bet Yisrael Amcha. After that, okay, it's
Baruch
right.
She'amar, he changed it.
But everything is based on the same. There's no betzivan. He says no. It's man grama. It's machloket.
You know, also the thing about the Moshe, maybe it was the first time they introduced the shekel because they're telling us how much it was worth.
No, and this you're right, but the word shekel hakodesh.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying
because the
idea
obligation to me and you as a member of the Jewish community is a half of the coin.
But I'm saying the fact
it is currently a coin.
No, but I'm saying the fact that says it's three Geirah. They're telling us what it's worth. Maybe they just now introducing the shekel. Otherwise, it had a value already.
100%. Every time later in Sefer Vayikra, yes.
It said Arba Meo shekel. What was the Arba Meo shekel?
What?
What was the Arba Meo shekel?
400 shekel kesef was the currency that the pharaoh had to pay. So the name of the coin was shekel. Eli is saying when we have a religious obligation, someone has to tell me what is the coin? What is it? Alireta in Italy is Efes, okay? Half an English pound, half a dollar, half Israeli shekel.
Then the coins have value already. It's going to tell us what the value is.
You see what
the coins lose some of their value in currency.
So Rani said,
sometime they were,
What would
whatever
happen
we
if
learned
it
in
wasn't
Torah,
get
the
Correct,
coin,
correct, correct. The
you had
Gemara-
less weight because it got
Right,
used up.
the Gemara says
have to
that
have a
few
certain standard.
times they reduce the amount of silver that
Oh,
was
I
in
see.
the coin.
You have to have a
Now,
standard.
I see. So now they're making this shekel that worth, so that's the value of the silver. You could change the amount of
This
silver in
is
the coin.
this is
I
the whole.
understand. Okay, right,
This is
You know,
the-
we're so used to dollars that they'll pay because it's not
Coins.
our
way
money
around.
today is not basing it on the value of the
Correct,
coin. We're
correct.
basing it on the government
Used-
issuing
Used
the
to be
currency.
when the
Yeah.
dollar was connected to
Used
the
to be,
gold.
remember the gold
The
standard,
government
$35
canceled
joke.
it. Yes.
No, but besides the korbanot, what was that money used for? The
Well, for
matzah?
so Rashi Be'emet says it was used also for the base of the Adanim.
The korbanot.
The Adanim,
Oh, no, so it's all about foundation. That's what it is.
So remember, this week is Perashat Kalim and Perashat Vayakhel, even though it's a repetitive parasha, but the first stuff go to
Next week we have
5:16.
Mass.
Yes,
Get ready.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Learning Tuesday.
No, look at
the
7
price
and
yet.
5:16, page 5:16.
You know, so many guys come to me, can we do it online? They want to take away your job, David. I say, no problem. I said, David, don't let us.
You have to have the clang of the coins.
We spent time this week on this pasuk, but there's something we didn't say this week. Look at the pasuk. The Torah begins by command. Moshe Rabbeinu is telling us before the Mishkan the obligation to keep Shabbat. Then this pasuk, Lo tovaru esh b'chol moshvotechem b'yom HaShabbat. In the Gemara, you have a machloket. One opinion is, why was igniting fire written separately? There is a general rule, all the melachot are asur. Shema davar chadash, מאוד יפה. If you look carefully in Chumash, in Ki Tisa and in Yitro also, Shabbat is zecher l'maaseh bereshit, which means if I'm not cooking, right? By not cooking, I'm making a statement. Fire didn't exist in creation until Saturday night. It is. יש אומרים, says the Shalom, מדוע the opinion says it's only לא תעשה? Because in creation this was not used. Fire. Till Motzei Shabbat, this is why we say, בורא מאורי האש. It's very יפה.
Are you saying the other melachot were used? The 39? I mean, no, I mean,
Maaseh Bereshit.
the Bereshit, all the 30 of those.
It's part of Maaseh Bereshit, planting. I mean, if the melachot are divided,
All those
are
rights.
divided. No, but everything is included in Maaseh Bereshit. The fire was.
But Shamayim, God made the Shamayim, right? In the Shamayim is Ish and Mayim. So we had the concept of, you can't say there wasn't the concept of fire.
The question is.
No, but Shamayim is, what's the
Shamayim, מה זה אש?
took two opposite forces and combined them. It's Ish and Mayim.
השאלה היא מה זה אש? If you're opening the microwave, is this ash? It's מבשל because you're taking an edible stuff and you're cooking. But what is the definition of fire? No, but this is okay.
No, but that's, by the way, it's a huge enough kamina because goy, there's no bishul akum when it comes to a microwave. That's how we hold. There's no bishul akum in a microwave. But it's not
Because
cooking.
it's a definition.
Yeah, but you know, it's like
A definition.
Right. Right, but that's enough kamina. If you need to let a goy do something for you, the microwave is, I think Chavetzion writes this, that he.
Remember the meal that are used, you have to pull the thing and then the chemicals gonna make the thing hot.
Oh, yes. Those never took off. Because
Didn't taste so good.
Took them on a few business trips around here.
So look a second in 5:16 in Pasuk Yud. וכל חכם לב בכם יבואו ויעשו את כל אשר ציווה השם. I mean, to be in practical terminology, you're taking 3 million people that came out of slavery. They never ever practiced anything but being slave. מה זה בכל חכם לב? הפירוש המילה בכל חכם לב. אני חכם לב because I think I have 128 IQ. So by what? I know how to. So look a second, there is a very famous Ramban in this week's parasha.
Chacham Lev is obviously not an IQ. IQ is your brain.
Good.
This is talking about your heart.
Look at page 518 in Perek Lamed Hey, פסוק כ"א, 21. ויבואו, זה פסוק כ"א, ויבואו כל איש אשר נשאו ליבו. This is an unusual word. מה זה נשאו ליבו?
His heart drew him. Drew him. He had a connection.
It's the biggest problem that teenagers have, and we have it also, but we are unaware of it as much as is, do you believe that you can do it or not? Says the Ramban lo haya ba'em echad that knew how to do anything.
Right.
If you felt I'm going to do it and I came, Hashem.
Yes.
So this is the Chacham level is if you came because of Nesa'o libo, because you believe you can do it, because the Pasuk says, ויבואו כל איש אשר נשאו ליבו וכל אשר נטפה רוחו אותו, הביאו את תרומת השם, and then the Pasuk says, where is the Pasuk? Look a second at 520 on top, 520 Pasuk Lamed on top. ויאמר משה אל בני ישראל ראו קרא השם בשם בצלאל בן אורי בן חור למטה יהודה. זה דבר יפה מאוד. מה זה ראו? says the Ramban, pay attention. בצלאל is the same as each one of you. And look, he has all the insights how to do it. Why? Because he באמת wanted to do it right. וימלא אותו רוח אלוקים בחוכמה, בתבונה ובדעת, ובכל מלאכה, לחשוב מחשבות לעשות בזהב ובכסף. זאת אומרת, ראו, look at him, he's the same as you, he came out of Egypt the same as you, he didn't go to school the same as you. Look, why? Because he really wanted, he really believed that he can do it. It was a מאוד מעניין.
But they believe they could do the melacha, or they just wanted to do. Sometimes you get people, I want to help.
It's a good.
You know, they don't know what they want to do, but they just have a desire. It seems like that's what Borei Olam is saying.
It seems like the Ramban says, I'm telling you, yesterday I had half a class, I was juniors. You were 2.5 years in school. What did you get personally that 10 years from now you can say I got from school? So the first girl said they learned to balance.
To balance?
That's a very, very mature answer.
Balance your time, you need balance.
Balance time, balance my obligation, balance. The other one, if she's really now becoming the best in every subject, is I learn to believe in myself. I believe that there are no limits. I mean, this is necessarily born in the Ramban. Not that you can do it. You have to be a fool to say I can do it. There's no way you can do it. But
however, we see sometimes in life and in sports, for example, that deal, people have the motivation to do it, and that sometimes they don't realize they have power within themselves.
This is
motivate themselves.
Everyone that talks about the Ramban says it the way you said it. Yeah. This is exactly it.
Also, people are ill sometimes. We encourage them to feel good, to be positive, because their outcome is better when they have a better attitude, generally.
Where do we see that Bezalel had a desire? It doesn't say. It says Vayomer Moshe. It doesn't say that he had a desire.
He got it because he had it.
No, it doesn't say that.
This is the way
it doesn't say that. The words don't say that.
But if you read a little further, it means they.
וימלא אותו, זאת אומרת, he was empty the same as others.
Yeah.
He was given.
That means he wasn't special. Hashem picked him.
No. But I think his desire was there. Hashem filled it.
It doesn't say that.
This is Jimmy's question.
It doesn't say that.
But this is the way the Ramban learns Pshat there. But he says really more than that. He says, why is the Torah giving us the lineage?
Right. So he had Zechut Abot.
Bezalel, Ben Uri, Ben
his grandfather.
Guys, I can't hear the rabbi with everybody talking.
Pay attention. I
can go on mute.
Jimmy, I've been trying to mute you from here. Let the rabbi talk. Seriously.
Look, למטה יהודה, למטה יהודה, נחשון בן עמינדב, שבט יהודה was the first one to jump into the water. Who was the only man that stood by Chet HaEgel, and he was stoned. The Torah is saying that in your DNA, you have the qualities from Hu, from Yehuda. But the Meshech Chochmah is adding something very deep. This is the most dangerous utensil to make is the kruvim. I mean, for the naked eye, this is how I mean. The Gemara says in Masechet Gittin that when the Romans came into the Beit HaMikdash and took out the kruvim, this is what the Jews are basically playing. The two idols. I mean, this is only a man that died. This is only the grandson of a man who died, not believing in Avodah Zarah, can do it for the right reason. Because any way you look at it, and there are many explanations, many symbolism, metaphors, whatever you want. It's too kruvim, it's too ideal.
And what did Aholiab do?
Huh?
Aholiab,
No,
same.
What's the DNA?
here's the difference. Here's the
And
difference.
he goes, he says,
Rega.
this the exact same thing.
Look at the big difference, yeah? Oliav is מילא אותם חוכמת לב, לעשות חרש, חושב. He's a carpenter, he's a silversmith, he's a craftsman.
You just told me that about this other.
חכה, look at the psukim. Look at all the psukim. What did Bezalel the Torah emphasizes? Second. Look at 5. Look at 524. The only one that the Torah specifically says what he did is Bezalel. Look. Vayash Bezalel et Aaron, whatever, only one. Who היחיד, לא כתוב באוליאב הוא היחיד. אוליאב is in charge of אנשים חכמים. אוליאב is, but what he did, the Torah openly says only by Bezalel. And this is, I mean, Sfarim they talk about it, say, this is why the Aron remained even after the destruction of the temple, because if it was built by the right man with the right kavanah,
He did all these things by himself?
yes, this is why I mean, this is the point. It's called to build the kapor, to build the kruvim, the size. This is exactly what the Torah is trying to say.
The next paragraph is Vayas. The next
Vayas,
paragraph is all
The whole Mishkan was only supposed to be for a couple of weeks, though, right?
No, Sammy, look at Pasuk Aleph.
Why weeks?
Ve'asa Bezalel va'oliav. He uses the word ve'asa and then he ends up
the desert. So they were supposed to go straight into Eretz Israel and build the Beit HaMikdash, not weeks, but
this fall,
build the Beit HaMikdash.
this fall. Rabbono says, "B'chol makom
singular.
asher azkir." Eli mentioned.
No, Lamed Vav Aleph says ve'asa aholev Bezalel. He uses a singular term for the plural. So it's comparing them together.
No, the whole ish, the whole group.
Yeah, but still asa. I ain't saying, but asa. Asu.
And then you have to say the Beit HaMikdash would have been built in the Kodesh and could not have been destroyed. I mean, of course, obviously everything would have been different, but the Mashiach would have built the Beit HaMikdash.
Look at Rashi Pasuk.
If you want to look a second,
The Rashi Pasuk Lamedal. Let's see why he picked out.
go back a second to 518.
So 521 Zayn.
Look a second back to 518 פסוק כ' ויצאו כל הדת בני ישראל מלפני משה. מה זה הפסוק הזה? Of course, if you're coming to see someone when you finish.
Yeah.
Right, no bad.
So it's Moshe's nephew. He picked his nephew.
לא, השם אומר לו, היי קראתי בשם משלל בן אורי בן חולי בן יהודה.
What, you think it's that?
It says Rabbi Lapid.
She's great.
David, when the ground opens up, I want you to fall down. Jackie, slide over.
ויצאו כל הדת בני ישראל מלפני משה. Guys, if you're going to visit a real dignitary, when you walk out different. I mean, I'm not talking about the politicians and Shtiot, yeah? Says Rabbi Lapian, anyone that came to visit Rabbi Feinstein, when you walked out,
Different person.
different person.
Maybe
You
you walk
ever-
out backwards.
You ever stayed, I'm not saying all the games that people do by the Pope, you see it's 15 minutes, you have to learn what to do. This is part of the game. And Rabbi Feinstein, there's nothing there. When Menachem Begin came to America for the first time, there's a picture of it. He went, spent approximately an hour in the house of Rabbi Feinstein. שם היה רב רוטנר היה שם, רב מודרמן באמת, I mean, only Begin can say it. He says, I was in the White House, I was, but the place that impressed me the most was the house in Feinstein. He says you felt, you felt at home, so to say. It's not a big house, there was no couch, he said the regular table. He made it his business.
There's no history many years ago, like 40 years ago. My
Many
partner,
business
Mara
is-
Shalom, I love her, Shalom, told me, you want to come meet tomorrow morning? Where are you going? He said, I'm going with Alan Haber. We'll see Rabbi Feinstein. You want to come? I says, okay, I'll come. What are you doing? He said, I'm going to get a Berachah. We're starting a yeshiva. I stood on the side of watched them get a Berachah from Rabbi Feinstein, so they started a Torah yeshiva. I had a chance to witness history. It's just really an amazing experience.
No, but the point is, again,
And
it's
then the
not
yeshiva, went for the yeshiva.
part of all the games that we see in Mother of the World is you create an atmosphere in order to here you walked into a regular, it was which floor was it, 17th or whatever, and you walk into a room, a regular apartment house, and you felt this is Vayetzu Kol Adat Bnei Israel B'fnei Moshe. You saw on the people that they were affected. עכשיו תשמע דבר פלא, ניר. בפסוק כ"ב, ויבואו האנשים, על האנשים, מה זה? האנשים על האנשים,
They came, they ran, Yana.
518, 518, פסוק כ"ב, ויבואו האנשים על האנשים, כל נדיב לב, listen carefully, הביאו חוך ונזם וטבעת וחומז. Everything listed here are women's jewelry, very expensive jewelry called klizav. Says this photo, legally a woman cannot give you a large amount of money for tzedakah. Men, al anashim means the husbands came along to show. I told it to you, this is in the official biography of Rabbi Yosef Chaim Sonnenfeld. He was the chief rabbi of Yerushalayim 120 years ago. There's a couple in Vienna. The husband was a well-to-do man. He went in a business, they didn't have children. His wife comes to the rabbi. His name was Rabbi Spitzer. And she told him, here, we are trying to have kids for many years. This is a large amount of money. Send it to a man that you believe will give it. Well, he sent it to Mr. Franz on the phone. The husband comes back from the trip a few weeks later, comes to the rabbi and says, Rabbi, you owe me whatever, 25,000 silver. His mother says, how can you take from my wife such a big amount? I wasn't there. She gave it to you. Can you imagine you putting the rabbi on the spot? So the rabbi says, what? So what do you want me to do now? He said, I want the money back. The money was shipped already. So the rabbi told him, give me a year, whatever he told him. That's fine. As they talk, the mailman comes back with a letter from the Prime Jonathan. Since you told me that the woman gave it to you, says, here, I'm sending you back all the money. In the language of the Lonimnati, 40 days, every day to pray for this woman. Obviously, she's desperate. The husband obviously was so touched, he told him, send it back. This is what he meant. No, but this is a, תסתכל על הספור, הוא אומר את זה בפסוק. ויבואו האנשים על אנשים על. They came along because those donations, if you understand what the donations are.
But can't we say by the Egel that the men jumped, right?
Correct.
The men didn't want to wait for the ladies. So they gave them the over there. So over here it's a tikkun, just like over there they jumped.
Okay?
Over here, they're coming to show you they
But
did
no,
opposite
yeah,
fashion.
but most people learn there differently, yes.
Huh?
עכשיו תראה דבר פלא, Sam, look at פסוק כ"ה, look. וכל אישה חכמת לב, בידיה תבוא, ויביאו מתווה את התכלת ואת האדמה. So this is clearly, right? This is you have to be a craftsman. Good. Let's go further.
How did they learn?
Wait.
Look at Chafaf. Look at Chafaf.
Look Chavav.
Maybe in Egypt they knew how to weave. They would that
Jimmy, look at the suit. Jimmy, look at
during these Pesukim, during these
כל האנשים אשר נשא, the same language as before, שנשא ליבן אותנה בחוכמה, קבעו את העזים. Why is this נשא ליבן בחוכמה written here, not the pasuk before? Let's take the Ramban. The Ramban tells us that you have to believe that you can do it and you can. So write it before, תשמע טוב. The Gemara says in Masechet Shabbat that this, the izim, was weaved on the goats themselves, not that
before they sheared it.
So here the Torah has to say
it's a special.
It's very special, because as you said before, weaving women more or less know this type of why do you have to do it while it's still in the goat?
Is that Sa'ar Ba'aleh Hayim anyway?
Says the Meshech Chokhmah, says some of the women are tameh legally. Some gave birth. Only if it's on the animal, it doesn't become tameh. Animals can, live animals can. But they understood, a woman doesn't want to say, I cannot volunteer because I'm at my period. Yeah? Every woman did whatever she felt she wants to do, and legally, otherwise, whatever you did cannot be used until you qualify. Who knows? Yes, no one has to know anything. The very famous Meshech Chokhmah.
Oh, it's just beautiful throughout the Parsha, Nadav, Nasalev. There's a concept there's so much of giving. It's so beautiful how they give.
You see, remember, every year, any way you look at it, leap year or not, this is Red Hound Purim, and this is the idea.
Sure, well.
The Jewish people are doing something together, and everyone is giving whatever he can contribute.
But, we've learned before, if a person on Pesach or certain times doesn't have wine for Shabbat or money, it's interesting that does that concept that you have to sell your suit for those things, do you have to sell your suit for Machatzit HaShekel?
Machatzit HaShekel, the Rambam says yes.
You do, okay.
Only Machatzit HaShekel, but not for this type of donations. If you don't have, you don't have to. Yes. Rambam says for Machatzit HaShekel, you have to. So look a second.
Machatzit HaShekel, you do. Like they wrote Hanukkah or something like that.
Right. There are two places. So we spoke the Rambam at the end of Hanukkah.
Nirot Shabbat, the Rabbanan.
Look now.
No, not today. Not talking about today.
No, look a second in Pasuk Vav. Pasuk Hey.
Would you say the same thing about, let's say, tefillin or something? A person doesn't have to. So why mahatzita? So it seems like on a deoraita level, I have to mitzvah deoraita.
If you think about it, the answer is, I told you
the shutafut.
The Yaakov says, brings a midrash. More than mitzvah, this is the most important mitzvah. Why? The entire Jewish community are partners every day to feed the korban. You can look a second. Pasuk Daled and 520. It's Perek Lamed Vav. ויבואו כל החכמים העושים את כל מלאכת הקודש, איש ממלאכתו אשר הם העושים. Keep in mind, the Perasha begins the day after Yom Kippur. By now, it's Chodesh Kislev. And they are informing Moshe, ויאמרו אל משה מרבים העם להביא מדי העבודה למלאכה. People bring too much. שציווה השם לעשות אותה, ויצב משה, ויעבירו כל במחנה לאמור, איש ואישה אל יעשו עוד מלאכה לתרומת הקודש, ויקלה העם מהביא.
Stop bringing-
No, this is a question for you, Larry. מה זה המילה ויקרא? כלא. כלא, you're holding back, yes?
Restrained.
The Gemara learns out from here.
Which pasuk, which parak and what pasuk are you on?
It's פרק ל"ו, פרק ל"ו, פסוק ו'. ויקלע העם מהאביב. They had to hold back, which means they wanted very much to do it, yes? Yes? Everyone wants freedom. When we lock you up, we are taking back your desire to be a free man. The Gemara learns out from here, like the issur of ha'avara b'Shabbat, yes? Everyone had to bring what he had in his private domain to the area of Bet HaMikdash, ויקרא העם מהאוויר. You see that מלאכת העברה was done by building the
Isn't
Mishkan.
that the right word? to
Wait,
use?
what am I trying to
Should have said "Vaya'abod ha'am." Vayikale is more of it's
No,
not to
no,
hold back.
I-
Kale is destruction. Kale is when something
Oh, that's a hay.
With a hay, is vayikale with an aleph. Vayikale, no, it's called. Kele, mother of
That was the word, what's his name, Bilam.
Right,
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 Caleb
right.
was the word.
Kalem,
Bilam.
Kalem, Kalem.
That's right, Kalem.
But even Vaya'amod is a more proper word to use in this pasuk.
אבל אני אומר לך, המילה בעברית, כלא, זה...
In English, they also says restrained.
Right.
Because there's a strong
Which
desire.
means
to
I have a
hold
strong
back.
desire. Kele is
Internal.
jail. Everyone wants to be a free man, even though they have a strong desire to bring more and more.
The whole concept, you keep hearing wise heart. They have tremendous motivation. They inspired beyond what they believe their ability.
Well, Rabbi, for the opinion that says that this came after the Aigel,
Right.
that makes a lot of sense. They have a lot of remorse. And they were showing, they had to show this as an opposite. But for the opinion that says that this wasn't.
Correct. If not, why did they have such
where did
it come from? Well, okay. But he's right. If you learn that this was a tikkun, they understood it is a tikkun. Look a second in Perek Lamed. Very interesting. Rashi Nebuchadnezzar, Perek Lamed wrote it down. Lamed. Look a second, 526. Vayash et הכיור נחושת. The kiyor contains water, yes. Every day the Kohanim, as they come in, they have to wash their hands and the feet. And before you do avodah, ואת kano, the base נחושת, במראות הצובעות, אשר צבעו פתח חול המועד. Read the English translation. It's okay.
He made the laver of copper and its base of copper from the mirrors of the legions of mass at the entrance at the tent of the meeting.
What does it mean?
The Hebrew is easier.
Yeah.
Look at an amazing Rashi.
Those are we said it famously. Those are the mirrors.
The mirrors.
This is Rashi. Ebenezer. This is what the Rashi says first. Rashi says, בנות ישראל היו בידם מראות שרואות בהם כשהם מתקשטות. Like every woman today, it's man, there's no different man or woman. But a mirror is a place for women to look if she looks good. ואף אותם לא יקפו מלהביא לנדבת המשכן. והיה מואס משה בהם מפני שעשויים ליצר רע. Interesting. Moshe Rabbeinu says, I don't think there should be.
Not acceptable.
Hashem says the exact opposite.
It's the most thing I
אמר
want.
לה הקדוש ברוך הוא, קבל, accept it, כי אלו חביבים עליי מן הכל, שעל ידיהם העמידו אנשים צבאות רבות במצרים. He says the woman, this is what he says, תשמע, the Ibn Ezra says, it's a very unusual, הוא אומר את זה. He says normally a woman never gives up certain personal items. He says some women used to come to pray by the Mishkan every day, and instead of looking in the mirror and making themselves pretty, they came to pray. Those women gave the mirrors. It's the same idea as Rashi, but Rashi takes it back to Egypt. Ibn Ezra says the marot atzovot, those people that no, because השאלה זה מה זה אשר צבעו. The Ibn Ezra is much stronger in the Pshat HaPasuk אשר צבעו. every day in
They
the
gather,
afternoon, the
gather.
ladies gather to pray in Pesach Oel Moed. And instead of paying attention to the personal looks, they came to pray. Those I'm leaving. The Satmar Rebbe in Europe, came once to a shul here, a dedication of a new shul, and he noticed there's no Ezrat Nashim in the shul. He didn't make a later section. He says, Mazeh. Said they come to talk this. So he says, I'm not stepping into the shul. The latest tefillot that makes it a shul. We're also coming there, but no.
So he said to pray.
Targum says that to pray.
They came.
Shabbat Shalom. Yaakov, if you are there, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Rab. Good Shabbos.